So guys, thank you for joining me today on another episode of Tech Reviewing on my channel. So recently this week, Apple has announced the Apple iPhone SE as we all expected it to be. Although I did a video earlier this year, I named it the Apple iPhone SE2 or the Apple iPhone 9, thinking it's going to come out as the Apple iPhone SE2, being that there's already a flagship from Apple named the Apple iPhone SE 2016. But this year, Apple Inc. has named this the flagship coming out in April 2020, the Apple iPhone SE second generation for best reasons known to them. It isn't a very nice name because there's already an iPhone SE 2016, so you can sort of mix these two. But in this my video, I'll be giving you the first impression of this great flagship. It's a very nice one and the first to be very affordable as at the time it was being announced. So the Apple iPhone SE second generation has this very low price tag that you would have liked to be in case you've had grandparents and parents that has always been wishing for this kind of Apple iPhone that is more expensive. This phone, I guess, is one of the best for them. It's coming with a $400 announced price. That is a very nice one for a 64 gig version though, because the variation matter with the price. For the 128 gig version we have the $450, and for the 256 gig version we have the $550. It's a very nice one. That is almost half the price of the 11 series as when it was announced. The 11 series came out last year, September 2019, and it came out with a very high price tag of about $1,000 and more for the higher version and higher storage version. This is a very nice phone. $400 is a kind of very cheap thing for the first impression of this phone. So you can currently pre-order this Apple iPhone SE second generation on Apple official website, that is apple.com. It has been on pre-order from April 17, it's running down to April 24, that is 1 week. Although in my experience, a delay in delivery due to the pandemic situation that is out right now, but it's currently on pre-orders and it's $400 according to Apple, according to their announced price. As I've briefly stated earlier, it's coming with 3 different variations for the storage. That is the 64 gig version, that's for the lowest, 128 gig, and the 256 gig version. Now to clear your doubt about this Apple SE second generation, because you might be thinking it might be the second phone of the Apple iPhone SE, maybe perhaps just little changes and stuff like that. I would say the design for this phone is an Apple iPhone 8 body. If you have seen an Apple iPhone 8, you know what I'm talking about, because it's the same design with the Apple iPhone 6, 7, as you all know the phone to be. It's an Apple iPhone 8 body, but coming with the Apple iPhone 11 specs, although not for the camera, just for the processor and stuff like that. But it's still the same phone, the 4.7 inches Retina HD display that we all know. It comes with True Tone just like the 8 Boost stuff and the X as we all know started from. That's the 2017 flagship of Apple. Now in this phone we have haptic touch present because it was coming with the 11 specs as I've said earlier. So this is what we will see in this phone. Now for those of us that have missed the Touch ID that is coming at the bottom bezel of this phone's front, we have the Touch ID present on this 2020 flagship of Apple, the Apple iPhone SE. Now it's coming with this home button that embeds the Touch ID that we all know for fingerprint verification and authentication for Apple Pay and for security reasons. Now some of us still use the Touch ID than the face unlock on the newer versions of the iPhone, but any which way we have the Touch ID present on this phone. Now to clear your doubts, there is no notch in this phone and there's no Face ID as I've stated earlier. You just have the top bezel of the phone's front housing the selfie camera. Now the camera is another aspect I'll be talking about in the later part of this video, so still keep tuned. Now in case you have been wondering, leaks and rumor have it that this phone will come out as a water and dust resistance, and true, Apple has kept their promises and made this phone an IP67 dust and water resistance of up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. That means this phone survives sprinkles, splashes, spray, splatters, spills and slushes of water, and you can be safe and rest assured that your phone might not damage at this slight exposure to water. So the Apple iPhone SE second generation is coming out in 3 different colors: the black, the white, and the Product Red. We all know the Product Red from the 7 Plus, and at that time it was used to add to the contribution for the funds of HIV/AIDS, but in this very particular year the Product Red is used for contributions to the fund for the current pandemic, the COVID-19. It's a very good idea from the Apple company. Should in case you have been wondering, perhaps this phone is going to come with 3.5mm headphone jack. This is an uppercase no, as the phone is not coming with this 3.5mm headphone jack that we all know and we all missed in the Apple iPhone 6. Apple skipped this and the Apple iPhone 7 down to latest flagship, and this phone too is exempting that. As I said earlier, this phone is an Apple iPhone 8 design coming with the Apple iPhone 11 specs. This phone features the A13 Bionic chip that is present in the Apple iPhone 11, the fastest chip Apple has ever made. And in comparison with the Apple iPhone 8 of 2017, which has the A11 Bionic chip, this A13 Bionic chip present in the Apple iPhone SE second generation is 40% faster than the Apple iPhone 8 and has been tested to be more than twice as fast as the speed of the Apple iPhone SE of 2016. It's very great speed. And I said earlier, the A13 Bionic chip is the fastest chip Apple has ever made. We don't know if the Apple iPhone 12 that will be coming out late this year will be coming with the A13 Bionic chip or perhaps the A14 Bionic chip. So it's also come with the 3 GB of RAM, although in comparison with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which has the 4 GB of RAM, we have this great flagship that is very fast in speed, but 3 GB of RAM is a very nice one, especially for the small phone and for the price. Now with the 1821 MHz battery capacity as the iPhone 8, my doubt is that this phone might not last longer like the Apple iPhone 8, which on full charge can last for a day. Whereas with the presence of the A13 Bionic chip, which is more efficient in terms of power, I doubt this phone is going to meet up with the same battery capacity of the Apple iPhone 8. Apple is saying this phone is going to have 13 hours of internet usage and a full day of usage on full charge. Now the phone is coming with the normal 5 watts adapter that we all know, and you need to procure this 18 watt adapter outside the box, as the same as the adapter for the 3.5mm headphone jack if you want to use that. So the Apple iPhone S second generation has this wireless charging feature just like the 8 and the recent phones of Apple. That means you can charge your phone with a QI charger if you want to, although there's an alternative for the lightning cable charging, which is the most used with the USB to lightning cable plug that is present in the box when you get it. The Apple iPhone SE second generation runs on iOS 13, perhaps iOS 13.4 latest version, and is certain to accept and run on more than 3 generations of iOS to come, according to Apple on their website. It's also coming with the Wi-Fi 6 and is a dual SIM just like the XX booster of 2018 flagship and down to the 2020 flagship. There's one eSIM and a normal SIM. Now we also have the audio sharing feature, which has been in Apple iPhone now for quite a while, that involves you pairing 2 pairs of AirPods or Beats headphones to the same phone. Coming to the last aspect of this video, we have the camera, which is a great improvement from the previous iPhone SE or perhaps the iPhone 8. So with the 12 megapixel f1.8 rear camera, we have the ability to take very decent low light photos, although not compared to the Apple iPhone 11 and XX even. Now according to Apple, this phone, the Apple iPhone SE second generation, is the best single sensor snapper they have ever created, and this is a single sensor as we all know. Isn't it funny that Apple has named this phone the phone with the best single sensor snapper ever created, and even the XR that came out in 2018 with the single sensor too could not measure up to this one. Has a very nice for the camera. So we also have the portrait mode present on both the rear and the front cameras like recent phones, and it only works for human and not for object, the same projection as the XR could boast of. The phone also shoots at 4K at 30 frames per second for video. There's also boast of depth control, which involves you blurring the background as much or as little as you like with a simple slider that appears before or after shooting the photo. This is only the first impression of the Apple iPhone SE second generation. I'll be doing more reviews, more comparison with other Apple iPhones as soon as the phone gets to my possession. So in order not to miss out of any of the upcoming videos and review on the Apple iPhone SE second generation, I would like for you to smash the subscribe button below this video by clicking on it and by clicking on the bell icon to get notified when we drop a new video. So see you in the next one. Peace out.